Yeah.
Test, test.
Are we on? Are we on? Can you hear?
Yeah.
Is it light that's supposed to come on?
Testing,
and you can hear
testing.
Me good? Is this a fine? Fine. Okay.
Testing. Is this live? It's
and
live.
we're
Awesome.
live.
Yeah, roller derby about to start. Here we are, track 1 in Adelaide.
All right. We've got Devil State and Coastal Assassins.
All right. Devil State. Now, where's Devil State based?
Tasmania, I think.
Tasmania.
Yeah.
So they jumped the ditch. Here they are.
They do have the advantage because it is very cold in Tasmania. So this is like a regular skate day for them.
I would think this would be a warm skate day for them. Well, clearly the Assassins are getting fired up there.
They are pumped and ready.
Seeing a little bit of a return to the booty shorts in Derby, where we've kind of gotten away from that from the last 8 years or so. Well, first whistle is about to start,
Everyone's got their lucky pair of shorts on, I bet.
Yeah, nice to see a bit of personality there. People choosing slightly different outfits there.
I love it. A little bit of a high five to start with. Always brings the joy when the jammers know each other or they've played against each other. It does make it a bit more fun, I think.
Yeah, it's nice to have that friendly vibe there.
And we're off already.
They are off.
Oh,
all right.
Scooting up the inside.
Assassins are first out. Lead jam. Not far behind, though. Here comes Devil State.
And pulling it off early.
So there's 4 points for the Assassins. And 0 for Devil State.
It's always good to, I think, to finish the first jam on a 0 point for the other team. It sets the mood. Like
it certainly does. It gets the
not
momentum.
Anything.
Shows a little momentum going your way. In Derby, that's generally the best case, is you score, your opposition team doesn't.
Yes.
And 4 point maximum.
Sometimes it doesn't quite go your way when you're on the other team that doesn't. But it is definitely an advantage to get that first jam points on the board. Sort of sets the mindset and plays with the other team a little bit, I think.
Sure.
It definitely annoys the hell out of me being a jammer if I'm the one that didn't get the points. I'm like, oh.
And for those out there that are new to Derby watching this, the superpower the lead jammer possesses is she can call off the jam whenever she wants to. So to get that superpower, she needs to get through the pack first while upright and inbounds.
Yeah, and every team has a different strategy. Some teams have, and different jammers will play different ways as well. Some jammers are really great with the cardio, and they'll just run the other jammer down for the whole 2 minutes. That is my favourite, to just keep going. And
just
you can
keep
see
going
they're tired, and they're like, you can call it off.
See if it can be attrition. Nah. I know I have 4 points, and you have 4. Let's do it again.
Yeah. Oh, and we've got number 13 from, I think that's Coastal Assassins, Savage in the TikTok box, first in the bin there.
Yeah, first penalty of the day. She's the pivot. Now when she comes out, because she is the pivot, she can become the jammer if her jammer passes the star to her. It's an interesting thing in Derby to be able to hand over that scoring ability to a teammate.
Yeah, and it is sometimes done strategically, but it is not something that most jammers enjoy doing.
Yeah, certainly not. Jammer's in there. She's ready to score. She wants to get the points. She doesn't want to be held up.
Yeah.
But sometimes she gets worn out, and that's the best action for your team.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to put pride aside for the points and pass the panty.
Absolutely. All right, they're lined up again. Here we go. And nice strong walls there.
Coastal Assassin out first.
Assassin out.
She's making up for that loss, even with a packed
Sure.
wall.
And Devil State is been recycled.
Oh,
454.
dreaded
That's Snickers.
recycle.
Snickers is still stuck in the pack. She's trying to make her way through. Oh, she's out. So there's
Black Reaver's
Snickers.
going to possibly get points and then call it now. There you go.
That's it. So that was quite a scoring jam there.
Love to be able to
So,
see the scores from
again, no
Riverside.
points for Devil State. Devil State's still not on the board.
Oh, and we've got two Devil State in the bin, in the TikTok bin.
Yes, they
We've
are.
got Sam Jack.
Two of the blockers. I don't know what the penalties were, but two blockers in there. This really puts
it's Rocky.
the Assassins at an advantage to get the lead jam.
Unfortunately, with two in the bin, that leaves no one for offense. So the Jammer is just fighting their way through.
Well, Danger
Devil
Mouse
State
is really...
not making that easy for her.
Oh, Danger Mouse, she just got out. No, committed a penalty.
Tinker Hell went through that wall.
So this is a power
They
jam.
weren't even there.
Assassins are on a power jam now. Danger Mouse committed a penalty. She's in the tic-tac penalty box.
Tinker Hell being drawn back there and just utilised that fall in the middle to cluster the packs and scoot around the side.
Gives them... Now, one thing that has happened is Devil State is back to full power with their blockers.
Nice.
But those walls are very, very strong.
They are. And we finish now with a
Assassins are-
clean box.
And that was the end of the jam. They only get 2 minutes to do this, and time ran out.
There is a lot of bleed noise from the other tracks. Which
Yeah,
It'll be interesting how that plays out this weekend and how it affects gameplay.
especially if it's close. And we know sometimes on the track, they lose focus,
Yeah.
and hearing the whistles from an adjacent game could be enough to distract them for sure.
Especially after sort of, if you're playing late on the second game, you've had 2 full days of whistles and screaming, and you're sort of a bit oversensitized by all of the noise. It does get a little sort of smoky in your brain, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
It's just a
little bit of fog.
It's a little bit clustered.
Little fog. Not as sharp as you'd like to be. Okay, well, officials are all ready to go again. Nobody in the tic-tac penalty box.
We've got number 11, Boss, for Coastal Assassins.
And we have 204, that's Dawn Minotaur.
I love hearing people's backstory about how they came up with their derby name.
Yeah, there's quite a potpourri of styles with these names, isn't there?
It really is. It really is.
Some are, well, frankly, rude, and
Yeah.
others are very powerful.
Some are very clever play on words, which I like.
Yeah, mixing in maybe their background, maybe something they're interested in, their hobby, whatever. And
Yorkshire Terrier, number 86, for Coastal Assassin. She is pumped. I don't think
Very
She
pumped.
has not stopped moving since
Well, I don't know,
before
maybe
the whistle started of the first jam.
maybe she's trying to get warmed up. It is a little fresh in here.
It is quite fresh in here. And I am regretting not bringing a blanket.
Yes, if you're making it down to the Adelaide Showgrounds, we recommend you bring a beanie.
Or 7.
Okay, it looks like we're ready to go again. And jam started. And it looks like nice strong walls. Dawn Minotaur is stuck at the back. Oh, she's committed a penalty. It's going to be a power jam if the assassin gets out, and she has.
And she has. She got drawn back there a little bit on the apex, but utilised that sort of confusion there to sneak on past, trying to conserve some energy, but...
So Dawn Minotaur, she is stuck in the Tic Tacs penalty box. She's now standing. 10 seconds to go once she's standing. And then she will be on her initial pass. So she still has to get through the blockers before she can score.
The jam
Here comes Dawn Minotaur.
Coastal Assassins got recycled by all 4 of them there and passed them again. I think you should get double points for that personally, but that's just because I'm a
like
jammer.
An 8-point jam, right? 8-point pass?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a lovely knee slide there by the jammer.
That was a great knee slide.
Right up the inside.
Coastal Assassins are doing a great job of keeping their walls up.
They are
really
team.
Really making Devil State work for it to try to get through the pack. Oh no. Dawn Minotaur is now back in the Tic Tacs penalty box.
Joined by 49. Rocky.
Bad luck for her. Committed 2 penalties in this jam.
This will be beautiful for Boss, as she's only got to pass 2.
And we have the jammer standing in the Tic Tacs penalty box. So Dawn Minotaur will be the jammer for the next jam. That's one of the things with the rules, right?
Yeah.
So if you're in the penalty box and you don't get out on that jam, you get to be in the next jam.
Yeah. But as a jammer, when you're standing in that box, that gives, I mean, she probably only has about 6 seconds to go. But 6 seconds is all that Coastal Assassins, need.
To get lead jam.
I mean, and it's halfway through now already and pushed them right up to the apex. And now she's through. That was beautiful. Just as the jammer's released from the box, she's broken through. So
that's it. So Dawn Minotaur back in facing a different set of walls from Coastal Assassins. I've got to say the blocking has been very, very powerful so far by the Coastal Assassins. They are really holding the jammers back on Devil State. Devil State yet to get through and score points.
That must be very frustrating for them, and I think that's a little bit showing in sort of their urgency at the moment.
For sure. Now that we just had the star pass. And they called the jam. So the star pass was made to crack, and the way a star pass works, both the jammer and the pivot have to be upright and inbounds, and the star has to be held by both of them simultaneously. If those conditions are met, then the pivot becomes the active jammer.
And you definitely don't want to be dropping that panty, because the other team, while they cannot touch it, they can prevent you from picking it back up. They can guard that egg, and that is very frustrating because, one, you don't want to reach out your hand.
You don't want to get stepped on. That is for sure.
Having a skate over the hand is not pleasant in the slightest.
Now, here we are lining up for another jam. The officials are having a little chit-chat there. Just making sure they're getting the score right, making sure that the penalties are recorded, the score is correct before they start this next jam.
Well, we're taking a moment to calculate our scores and time correctly. We'd like to do a shout out to Tic Tac Tax Accountants for their sponsorship of the penalty boxes this weekend. Should be clear that they're not sponsoring particular boxes. The sponsor
sponsoring
is actually
all of them.
the penalty box.
And also, we should give a shout out to Skate Society. They are the diamond sponsor of the roller derby weekend. They're a South Australian family-owned and run full-service skate shop.
I love a good skate shop. A lot of money is spent at the skate shop, I'll admit. Probably more than should, but I like having new things. So does most everyone. Every derby girl I know likes.
It's wonderful to have
a
facility like that where you can go in and mix and match whatever you're into, the boots you like, the plates you like, the wheels you like, the bearings you like, the stoppers you like, the shoelaces you like.
Yeah,
you
and
get to
having
pick
someone
it all.
That's knowledgeable and will put it together with care because they're part of the derby community does make a big difference. And they can tell you straight up, those wheels, babe, they are not for you. These ones are going to do you much better.
There you go, because there is so much variation and preferences between the players, what they like, how they like their skates to work.
Yeah, and even if you know, and weight comes into, you know,
for sure,
your weight, what cushioning you like, what floor you like to skate, like that you would usually skate on also comes into play. So having that knowledge is definitely a bonus. And if they're just around the corner, that's even better. Even
better. Who doesn't like a retail shop you can go into and have that expert advice from people that actually use the gear to help you out, to make an informed selection, get the best stuff for your money.
It's
so if you're down in Adelaide,
underappreciated
service,
you know,
right?
part of the community that I think that we a little bit take for granted, that our skate shops are so involved and knowledgeable.
Well, they're very passionate, very, very passionate about this sport. Okay, so now we're ready to start again. And the jam is started. I've got Sam Jam from Devil State. Ooh. And first out the blocks again, it's the Assassins. Sam Jam, she's made it out. And again, called off the jam before any points could be scored. That must be very frustrating for Devil State to be...
jammer in particular, I'm sure, because once she gets going, she is very hard to stop. A little bit of speed, and I don't think she has a little bit of speed setting, to be honest.
It's either on or off?
Yeah, she is. Once she gets it going, like...
Look out.
She's really phenomenal, so I'm looking forward to... Hopefully
here, next jam is
she'll
started.
Get to show that in,
Danger Mouse is back in, jamming again. Nice strong wall holding her. She could really use some O there, I think.
Oh, definitely. She'll have to call her O back.
So a bit of offensive O, just to give her that little bit of help, break up that wall for her to just create a little hole to let her out.
Even if she's
1-to-1 now.
Some glitter to distract, and she can work her way around it. That'd be.
And the blocking is very, very strong with the Assassins there. They managed to waterfall and get a blocker she's passed now in front of her again. She's made it past all but one, and now she's got 4 to go again.
Just
almost made it.
Bit too much outside of the track there.
So very frustrating for her.
Nicely done by the Coastal Assassins jammer there. Just pushed them out, and they had no choice but to let her go.
Now another one going to the Tic Tacs penalty box. One of the blockers from the Assassins now sitting. Danger Mouse finally made it out, but the jam was called before she could score.
54-0. They must be feeling that now. The frustration will have elevated.
Frustration. When does frustration turn to desperation?
I think it'll turn to desperation if they haven't scored any points in 4 or 5 more jams, then they'll be, you know.
Here we are. Another jam started. Here we have Ronnie Rotten. Ronnie Rotten from Devil State. She's actually in the front of the pack. She's almost made it through. Oh, got knocked out. Got knocked out by the Assassins. Now she's in the back of the pack.
Edges. They are all over those edges, and the takebacks.
So close. So Assassins are now lead jam again. And we see Ronnie Rotten get recycled to the back again.
The recycling.
Really strong walls there by Devil State.
I think that hurts more than anything as a jammer is being recycled.
You've gotten through all but one blocker.
Yeah.
Knocked off the track, and that blocker runs to the back of the pack, forcing you to re-enter behind. That's a recycle.
Coastal Assassins have come in strong.
They're playing
every team comes to TGSS to win, but they have come beautifully and strong. Their walls are strong, their jammers are strong, their gameplay is tight.
And they're not committing penalties either, are they?
They are very low in penalties. Oh.
Sure. Oh.
And just a little about us, so sorry. I'm Rebecca the Wrecker, and this is my co-host, Rudy.
I'm Rudy Zarzoff from Margaret River Roller Derby. And Wrecker, which league are you from?
So I was at South Sea, Northside in Melbourne, right before COVID, but then I'm now with Perth.
You're with PRD?
Yeah, so I moved over at the start of the year and for uni, and I joined
Fantastic.
Perth. But because of the 2 years of COVID, the return to skate has been a little bit longer than I would have liked, but it is definitely necessary, which is something I'm really excited to see how a lot of the Victorian teams bounce back after that 2-year break.
All the lockdown and all that.
Obviously, Coastal Assassins, they have not lost much from their COVID time off, so
No, they seem to be doing very well. And again, Devil State ended up being stuck in the pack at the end of the jam. Still not through. We haven't seen a single jam yet where Devil State has managed to get lead jam. So they must be very frustrated over there.
Definitely. And it has a bit of a double-edged sword when this sort of things happen because, the team that hasn't scored always gets a bit frustrated, they get a bit desperate, but then the other team that's keeping them on zero sort of gels harder and faster, and
yes,
it sort of
solidifies
everything that they're doing is right.
They're making all the right decisions.
Yeah, so they trust their gameplay a whole lot more. Oh.
So unfortunately,
49.
Devil State has committed a penalty.
Off to the TikTok box.
Tic Tac's accountant's penalty box.
Oh. And she's not feeling the goodness of that.
She would not be feeling the goodness. So that's Rocky. Rocky, I don't believe we've seen her come out jamming yet, so they are mixing up who they're sending into jam, trying to change course, alter strategy.
I think
if something's not working, try something different.
Yeah, they've definitely got a bit of issue with their walls. The Devil's State, they seem to be solid at the beginning, but then they're recycling, and they were recycling sort of without reforming a good triangle, whereas Coastal Assassins are just rotating their triangle around.
They're doing that waterfall where if a blocker loses the jammer, she's finding a way to get to the front again and help rebuild that wall, keep the jammers from Devil State pinned in.
Oh, and that is another
penalty.
Another
unfortunately,
penalty. That was a cut then.
Rocky unfortunately cut the track.
And Coastal Assassins have called the jam, so she'll start from the tic-tac-tax box.
Indeed.
And she's hurting a bit now, I think.
So
Two penalties in one jam.
The penalty for cutting, what happens with that is the player has left the track behind whoever is on the track, and she's re-entered the track in front of someone she was behind.
And sometimes it's just a wheel, but
a wheel, a toe stop, it's just
the inside line by Boss just then. Like, that was beautiful. She is very toe stop heavy. She's up on her toes. She's scooting around the outside line and the inside line.
And you can just see her smiling there. She's very pleased with how
skates.
she's going. Very pleased.
She's having a stellar game. Like, no wonder she's smiling. She is having a stellar game.
So Rocky is past the star. She's had enough of being the jammer, so she's passed it off to her pivot.
Unfortunately, Coastal Assassins have just kept
and
her
she's
back
out.
there as a goat.
So there you go.
Join in for,
Crack has taken the jammer cover.
Oh.
Almost to the point to score.
Almost.
Denied.
But
denied by the call-off.
That was a beautiful jam by Boss then. Beautiful.
Yeah, she was doing everything she wanted in that jam.
Sometimes it just beautifully goes your way, and some days it doesn't. And it just looks like today, this morning, Devil State is having a minute to get their
they need to regroup a little bit here. And we go, next jam about to start. Devil State, we have Dawn Minotaur again. And she was knocked out and run back. So to prevent getting a cut penalty, Dawn Minotaur had to skate backwards to get in behind the blocker. Now she's stuck behind a wall. Almost through. And she's the lead jam. Dawn Minotaur. Dawn Minotaur made it through first.
She is through. She is
Hear the crowd
jammer.
go. What a lift.
And everybody's cheering. Coastal Assassins are cheering. We're cheering.
We're cheering. They're all cheering.
They worked really hard for that. I mean, Coastal Assassins, they're cheering, but they're not going to let her go easy.
Devil State, sometimes you see in a situation like this,
and she's done it.
Call off the jam. I don't think she will.
Points are on the board.
I think she wants to get points.
I don't think she will.
Even though
she scored the first points for Devil State.
The conventional way to play Derby is quick call off the jam now that you have points.
Yeah.
They have had 0 points in many, many jams since the beginning of the game. They want to get some points on the board.
Coastal Assassin Jammer 101 Cara is in the tic-tac box.
There you go.
And Dawn Miner has done it again. She's put 8 points on the board.
Did you feel the energy lift, Rebecca? Did you feel that?
Did, and you know that is going to give.
That is a magic moment.
The Devil State the fire that they needed. This is what they were waiting for. This is what they need to.
They really needed that, didn't they?
Up.
So here's Danger Mouse now. She's ready to jam, and she's going to draw on that energy from her team. She's ready to go.
What I love about Derby and what I love about Coastal Assassins is they cheered as hard as everybody else when she got lead.
Exactly.
And, you know.
Now, she's starting at an advantage in that In the Tic Tacs penalty box is a jammer from the Assassins.
There she goes, and they're doing it. They might do it again. Come on.
She's made it through. She's through. She's lead jam again.
This is
so lead jam. 2 jams in a row.
Now. They've got their fire.
So that's a nice momentum shift for Devil State. So they're happy. She's called it. So Devil State has denied any points going over to the Assassins that jam.
And that has boosted them. Like, as the team comes out of the box onto the track, you can see that they are just heads up, smiles on. They've got their perk back, and
it's like a new game for them.
It definitely. I'm really interested to see what they can pull out of this, because it's not often that you can pull back something like that. But I mean,
well,
it's hard to come from.
It's definitely not
zero.
going the way of Devil State for that, all the way till that jam, 2 jams ago.
But maybe they just needed a bit of a warm up.
And they're through again.
Oh, they did.
Lead jam again.
Oh.
So this really builds their confidence.
Yeah.
3 different jammers getting lead jam in a row.
That's what
really
you need.
builds your confidence.
And Sam Jam is just going to scoot up the inside there and deny them points.
Denied again.
They are flipping it. They
There
are flipping it.
And then you'll see the frustration start to build a little bit with the Assassins. Now they need to regroup, just settle each other down, and do what they were doing before. Just hold those walls. Nice strong walls.
There does come a little bit when the game shifts, and you're just like, it's a bit of a shock, and you had it going your way for so long, and then when it doesn't go your way, it does take a minute to sort of come back and be like, all right, well, we're going to take this game back.
Yeah,
but
it's like they forget what they were doing so well.
Yeah, and it's so easy. It's so easy to forget. It's you just get that little knock, and you're like, oh. And unfortunately, that was what happened with Devil State for the first,
Yeah, there's 3 jams in a row where denied lead, and even with a penalty, there's a power jam start.
That would be a big boost coming from a power jam start.
Well, it just gives you a lot of confidence as the gameplay begins.
That's not halftime, is it?
No.
No.
Not yet.
Almost.
We don't have enough. It's so hard for us to see the screen from where we're sitting.
Yes.
To see the scoreboard.
I wonder if we could maneuver this table around a bit.
Well, getting ready to begin again. And here we have Maiden Assassin. I don't believe we've seen Maiden Assassin come up with Devil State yet. I believe this is her first jam as jammer.
I think it is, yeah. I think it is her first jam as jammer.
In this game.
Oh, definitely.
So, Assassin's opting for the back wall.
Oh, Devil State.
Devil State using
a bit of 5 on.
Well, the 4 blockers were joined by Maiden Assassin to be a 5 wall, and it wasn't enough to stop. It wasn't enough to stop the Assassins. No. They made it through.
But Black Reaver's got to take a little bit of a compliment in that they went 5.
We want
of 4.
all of the bums in front of her.
Let's not focus on our
We normally have 4.
Today,
for you, we're going with 5.
Oh, the panty is down. The panty is down. And she's got a penalty.
She's been penalized. Yes. So we have Maiden Assassin headed off to the Tic Tacs Accountants penalty box. So she'll sit for 30 seconds.
There we
that
go.
puts the Assassins on the.
They've got their triangles working for them, but they didn't quite cover that edge far enough.
And she's called it.
And she has
Now,
scooted
some
through
people
the
will say,
inside.
why would she call it in that situation?
It is
she's just gotten
always good
through.
to start with a power jam, because if you've got 4 blockers with nothing to do, then you've got 4 offensive players. And if you've
It's
got
a
a
big
quick jammer and 4 offensive blockers, you can get a lot of points in that 30 seconds that jammer is sitting.
And if you know that the jammer who's in the penalty box is struggling,
Yeah.
you really feel better starting the next jam knowing she's going to be the jammer that you're against. So here we are. We're power jam.
It also gives
Assassin made
your
it
lower
through.
rotation skaters a chance to get out on the track. Starting with a power jam, starting with a jammer that was a little bit, got a bit tired during that jam. Gives everybody a chance to play, which I like.
Absolutely. So there she is. 2 scoring passes already for the Assassins.
Oh, and 2 Devil State players off to the tic-tac box.
They are frustrated. Okay, now star pass has been made. Sam Jam got the star, successful star pass, and jam was called.
Starting with a full penalty box is the optimum starting for the opposite team. But even if you do have a jammer, you've only got to get past 2 people.
That's right.
And you've still got
So this is a tough one. This is going to be a very tough start for Devil State. But here we go. Jam is
Boss
on.
and Sam Jam. Oh! Boss
she's
not
through.
even hesitating, scooting right up the inside line there. That was beautiful.
Sam Jam is really being stuck in, pinned in with those walls.
Boss
Almost
is going
made
to
it
bring
through.
it back now for Coastal Assassins.
Sam
She's
Jam
gonna
has committed a
remind the other
penalty.
team that,
Go join her standing
look at
teammates.
her, she's laughing, she's having a great time.
The Tic Tacs accountants penalty box. Very busy place right now, unfortunately, for Devil State. Sam Jam is sitting for 30
She's
seconds.
just beautifully scooting around. I'm sure it is harder than it looks, but Boss is making it look very easy.
Little
I didn't
apex
even
jump.
think there was anyone there.
It's
they
like she
not
just
see
has
her
an
coming,
open alley,
or-
right?
It's that
So
beautiful
Sam Jam back on
footwork
the
that
track.
she's got up on her toes, pushing.
So Sam Jam frustrated again. Ooh, committed another penalty. She's
Oh,
back to
no.
the Tic Tacs penalty box.
And Boss will just utilise this. She'll just go, and there's only 3 on the track, and they've
Strong
got one
wall.
as a go. She's just got to scoot past them.
And again, advantage to the Assassins when they come out in this next jam. Starting with the Devil State Jammer,
Yeah,
Sam
starting
Jam
with the power jam.
in the penalty box.
Although Coastal Assassins are 1 down with number 7, Marilyn Monroe. Ooh, I like that one.
Marilyn Monroe, that's a cool sounding name.
I like, a little play on. I like that.
Going for that sort of classical name. So we've got a team timeout called by Devil State. They want to just settle down a little bit. They've had 3 jams there not go their way. Penalties committed by their jammers, offering up a lot of extra strength that they didn't need to offer to the Assassins.
They got their fire going, and then they sort of let it get a bit out of control there for a sec, but
See if they can reset, come out,
hone it back in, and
start doing their basics, get back to what they were doing well, see if we can get this momentum to shift back their way.
it'll be interesting how they come out at the second half, I think. After having a bit of a moment, a regroup, and
Yeah, just a little time to calm down and refresh the brains a little bit outside of the environment of facing the other team. And the Assassins, there's very little they're not doing right here. It's pretty much going their way. They get to start this jam with Devil State in the box. Interesting fact with that, the Devil State jammer can still be the lead jam on this jam, but it will take incredible walls holding back that Assassin jammer.
Yeah, the Assassin jammer though, Black Reaver,
work up that
she's
time.
had a good day.
She is.
I mean, it's
and
early,
she's through.
but she's
She's through.
She's doing well.
She's doing very well.
She's a powerful jammer.
This is Black Reaver. Black Reaver for the Assassins. She's doing really well with her jamming today.
And Sam Jam entering the pack there for Devil State. Getting stuck at that wall. It is difficult to
And
see,
another
so we
recycle
do
back.
apologize for the-
Now, strong walls being put up. Very strong walls by Devil State.
Devil
They're really
State
frustrating.
Are showing that they have.
They're really frustrating
not let
Black
COVID
Reaver.
affect them at all.
Yeah, Black Reaver's been denied getting through this last time. She's calling it. Called it before any points could be scored. Yes, they're doing very well there. And that's the normal strategy. Just deny the other team getting a point.
Absolutely. You know, I'm a bit surprised that Devil State is Division 2 because
They're playing very, very well. Yes.
They are blocking, they are jamming, they are recycling right to the edges. They are having a stellar game.
Ooh.
But inside
Did you see that block?
Devil
wow,
State
Devil
come
State.
out with,
Here they are.
We're not done yet.
They are denying Tinkerhell. Tinkerhell has been knocked out.
Oh,
Denied her getting through. Very, very strong walls now,
just
Devil
getting
State.
A little hip check
So-
there.
Yeah, Dawn Minotaur, she's done great. So,
She's
forcing the star
definitely having
pass.
a good day.
The walls were so strong, they forced the star pass. So again, lead jam is being held by Devil State. She calls it before any points can be scored. Assassins did a great job of getting that jam to get called off, minimized the points they were going to lose on that jam.
Yeah, sometimes when you don't get lead, it's, the next best thing is to just make them call it.
Make them call it, exactly.
I mean, even if they do get 4 points, which she did get, but still 4 points is better than 8 points or 12
Absolutely.
points. So forcing her to call it is the best option. Oh, we do have one in the tic-tacs box. I am having trouble getting my tongue around that.
The play on words there. Tic-tacs accountants. For all your accounting needs, for all your tax filing needs, they're the ones to go to. They're supporting roller derby. If you're in the roller derby community, support them.
Why do accountants make good lovers?
I don't know. Why do accountants make good lovers?
They're great with figures.
Whoa.
That is a fabulous dad joke. I love that. I'm gonna relay that to my child. He'll probably not
very
laugh
nice.
and roll his eyes at me, but still, I like that one.
That is a good one. That is a good one. So here we are, looking at the camaraderie between the teams. Some people may wonder, do these players in these teams hate each other? Are they really out for blood? And looking at this, no. They're giving each other cuddles between jams. What other sports do this?
When you watch, it looks quite rough, and obviously you're trying to clench every muscle in your body, so your facial expression is never pretty.
When the jam is on, it's all on. But when the jam is off, they can relax a little bit and show their human side and that they're still friends with each other, comrades.
Absolutely. It's got a little bit of a Spartan-esque, Somewhere
All right, so
on the
this
other
jam
team,
is on.
There's someone good enough to smack me out, and that's what we like. We want to find that. You
So
gotta
Assassins have
appreciate a
come
good
out
hit.
fighting here. Their lead jam again. Number 11, Boss. She's been having a great game so far. She's been apex jumping. She's done about 6 that I remember.
I do
managing
love a
to
good
get through the
apex
wall.
jump.
It's a lot of confidence to do an apex jump. A lot of confidence that you're going to land that thing.
Sometimes it's just, oh shit. And then you jump and you hope that you land it. I can't jump in training. It scares the hell out of me. But I have been known to do it many times.
In a game, yeah?
During a game. I cannot
Fantastic.
practice it.
Look at these walls.
And beautifully,
Strong walls on
avoided
both
the,
teams.
The refs there nearly collided with a few, but
A great block there by 21. Dark Justice. Dark Justice knocking Boss off the track.
and we
Jam
are
is called.
half-time. 145
And that's half-time.
to 20.
By the way, anybody that's thinking of a massage, Odyssey Health Practices is... Okay, no worries.
Alrighty.
Just going to say, if anyone's looking for a massage today, Odyssey Health Practices is offering massage service right here in Adelaide. In our center.
$10 for 10 minutes, $20 for 20 minutes.
$20 for 20 minutes.
This weekend, and I might be taking up
It's like,
some of that.
who would like one of those?
I could definitely use a massage.
Well, if you're like my good friend Wrecker here, get over there to Odyssey Health Practices and book a time and get yourself a massage.
And we do have to acknowledge our Showgrounds venue partner, Adelaide Showgrounds. They're the normal Adelaide Roller Derby sponsors. They let us host our tournament here every 2 years.
Yes,
And
we have this
way
awesome
back
venue
in
here.
2010 is when we started, and it's going to be a forever long, I hope anyway. I hope
relationship
it's gonna be
with Showgrounds and Roller
very
Derby.
long relationship where we keep holding TGSS here.
Well, it's a great facility. It's cold for us watching. I think the players, though, kind of enjoy not having to get so hot and sweaty while they play.
It is. I definitely prefer to play in the cold than in the hot. Because we played in the hot in Queensland at Nationals, and that shed, it was like early in the morning, it was 40 degrees outside, it was like 55 degrees inside, and it
is
was
so
9
hard.
o'clock in the morning. It was unnatural. You know,
Well,
here
natural
it's like
for up there,
14
but
degrees
not good for
outside,
humans.
It's like 14 degrees in here. It feels normal. It feels fine.
Yes, it's very fresh in here, but it hasn't restricted any of the gameplay. So far, the Assassins are doing really well with their game. Devil State, they're regrouping. They've had a few really, really bright moments in that first half. A lot of momentum swing their way for a while, but taken back. Assassins are just playing a better game today.
They just came out so strong and just like railroaded through.
Yes,
I'm
it's very.
like I knew they were a good team, and I have enjoyed playing against them in the past, TGSS, but this year they've really stepped it up. Ooh, and we've got the VRDL Lightning team warming up on track against
BCR.
Brisbane City Rollers, Division 1.
So that game is coming up after this one. That'll be on this track. Yeah, the Brisbane City Rollers, they're the punk blockers versus the Victoria Roller Derby League, VRDL Lightning. So there's a great Division I matchup for the next bout on this track. In the meantime,
Coastal Assassins are playing again today.
Yes, they are. I believe both teams are playing
At
again.
4 o'clock, they're playing Inner West Roller Derby. And I hope they've saved something for later. I mean, I have no doubt that they have, but, you know, first game of the day, fifth game of the day, that's a nice break for them.
Yeah, give them a chance to recuperate a bit, get something to eat, something to drink. Really just loosen the mind, watch a little derby, maybe get some inspiration from some of the gameplay they see out on the track.
It's always good to, at like events like this, you get to catch up with friends that you don't get to see unless you're at events like this, because you live on other sides of the country, like myself. So I'm very excited to see my
We're very
Victorian
remote over
teams,
there in
and
Western Australia.
we are
very
very
remote.
But,
So it's great.
you know,
It is great to get together. There's a lot of familiar faces here, a lot of new faces too. But yeah, the last TGSS took place 4 years ago. So COVID stopped us from having it in 2020. And yeah, it's been a very, very long time since all these leagues got together to play.
Yeah, and what is interesting is that there's a lot of returned skaters that you know, that have been here in previous years, but there is a lot of new skaters that have come through in the last, you know, year. A lot of people retired during COVID. A lot of people had babies.
People had babies during COVID?
A lot of people.
What?
When I've got the time now.
Are you serious? People had babies for
Yeah.
COVID?
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 of my friends in roller derby had babies.
Yeah, it was such a strange thing back then, right? It's very surreal to think back what that was like, the start of COVID. And as health officials and government policy worked together to come up with rules for how we were all going to live and try to get through this together, this sport was not possible to play.
Yeah,
You couldn't have people breathing on each other, touching each other. Derby is a contact sport.
It is very much
It
a
requires
contact
those
sport.
things to happen to play this game.
And
So
it's not just
it was a big-
contact, it is close contact.
It is
you
very
are
close
close
contact.
contact with everyone for the whole game.
So COVID was
So-
the pause button for roller derby for sure.
And it hurt. It hurt the game. You know, obviously we've got far less teams at this TGSS than we have in the past. You know,
Yes.
we're scaled down to 3 tracks instead of 5. But it's amazing that we've even got 3 tracks. Like, I think it shows the spirit of the game that, you know, even if
still
you have
a
to
lot
sit
of-
down for 2 years, there's a lot of love.
Yeah, and there's a lot of very, very committed players that want to do this. They enjoy the play. You've got the refs, you've got the officials, the NSOs, the non-skating officials. The derby community is huge. There's so many people it takes to put on an event like this that go beyond just the skaters on the track.
I can't imagine the stress that Adelaide Roller Derby goes through every 2 years putting this on.
They do an amazing
And,
job with it.
I mean, it's just
They really
phenomenal.
do.
Every
They do an
2
amazing
years
job.
coming out here and
So we're counting down to the start of the second half.
6.5 more minutes.
About 6.5 minutes. Over there behind us, track 3 is about to start up their second half, and not sure what's happening on track 2, what their time is like. So, yeah, with this format, every time the next games start, there's a chance to reset what's happening here. 10:45 is the start for the next round of 3 games.
Not a lot is sort of talked about or thought about really, unless you're part of
the Derbyverse.
well, not even that. Like, unless you're sort of part of the coaching, benching unit of the team, is the point differential and what that means leading into winning the game and then winning your next game. And, do you have a big enough point differential that you don't have to play another game, or where that puts you in the tournament?
Yeah, so in a tournament like this, it's not enough to just win a game to necessarily end up in the finals.
Yeah, you need to win
with more points than anyone else who has won the same number of games to get there. So it looks kind of cruel at times on the track to say one team is clearly outperforming the other team. Why are they trying to get as many points as possible in this moment? Well, in a tournament situation like this one, because of the rules, that point differential, if both teams have the same number of wins, the one who's scored more points on their opponents is the one that's going to actually be the winner.
Yeah. You always want more points. Always want more points.
More points. Indeed. So here we are, getting ready to start. Got a couple more minutes to go. The benches change sides at the halftime, and everybody's warming up on the track. Loosen up the legs, loosen the ankles, the knees, the hips. Getting ready for more derby. You don't want to go out there cold now, do you, Wrecker?
Well, you don't. I don't know if it's I'm lazy or I hate the warm-up.
You hate the warm-up?
Well, it's not so much that I'm lazy, it's that I play on adrenaline and anxiety, a delicious mixture of the two.
Wow.
So too much warm-up and I lose the anxious, and I need that.
You need that anxious to help push you through.
I need that to fuel me.
Nice. Yeah, there's lots of different styles with this game. There's lots of different ways people approach the game. And that's the other great thing about roller derby. There are many, many types of bodies out on the track. There are many, many sizes of players. And each type and size lends a certain strength, but also has a weakness that sometimes can be exploited by someone with a very different size, body, or shape.
I mean, I've played now for 9 years. I don't know if my 2 years of COVID count, but I've played now for 9 years, and in that time, I've gone from small to big to fully ripped, toned, back to lesser toned. I'm in my lesser toned.
The lesser toned.
But at each of those,
some people are calling that the COVID coat.
My COVID coat, yes.
So they've put on their COVID coat.
I've got a COVID coat now, but I do find it is beneficial for some things. And when I lost all of, I lost quite a bit of weight and toned up, and I was strong and I was fit, but I didn't pack the punch that my hits had before, and I would go flying into someone as if I weighed 96 kilos, and it did not hit like 96 kilos.
No,
so you do have to adjust.
It's pure physics, yes.
You do have to adjust your gameplay. But,
to what you have, absolutely.
You can be stopped by someone who you think, I'm just going to slam into you and they're going to fall over. And they don't. And you're like, It's physics. You should fall.
It is physics.
But they don't.
You don't have enough inertia because you don't have enough mass.
Yeah. But they have muscle.
They have muscle.
And they're just solid.
Yes. And if they are still, or they're teamed up in their wall with their brace, that adds even more mass to try to move.
If you're in that nice, sweet position of a beautiful triangle, then you are set.
You are definitely
set. You've got your
set.
buddy next to you, you've got your buddy in front of you.
So that's what's happening there with the walls. When we're talking about walls and you have this little triangle of two bums in a brace, the two bums are basically the wall.
Yeah.
And that brace helps hold them together.
You can maneuver across the whole track from inside to outside to inside.
Well, in that solid triangle formation.
In a beautiful line without cutting it off with just those two bums in a brace. And you
well,
can
that
even
first
rotate
half,
that.
we've been watching the Assassins do an amazing job of that. Now here we are. Two great strong walls again. Oh, there we go. Devil State, lead jam. So that's a great way to start the second half for Devil State. Get that lead jam. She's able to call off the jam anytime she likes. And she's really, the walls on Devil State are really frustrating the Assassins here.
But that two
Black
bums
Reaver.
and a brace that we were just talking about, Devil State have got that locked down. And
They really do.
We haven't seen Black Reaver be stopped by much in the first half.
No.
But they have stopped her, and now she's gone to the bin with a cut.
There it is. She's on her way to the Tic Tacs Accountants penalty box, where she'll sit for 30 seconds. So this is a real momentum shift to the advantage of Devil State.
95.
So Devil State doing a fantastic job in this jam.
Ratatouille is in the Tic Tacs Accountants box.
And a missed block there. Brushed off by Snickers. So Snickers, I think she's going to get maximum points. I don't think she'll call off this jam.
No. She went a bit too slow into that wall.
She has made it through, though. And her teammates are all standing up, signaling her, keep going, keep going. Crowd is getting into it. So Assassins, that's the first time I've seen them do a star pass. So they really frustrated Black Reaver, who in the first half was able to get through fairly easily. She was so frustrated by the walls that she did a star pass.
You know, I'm noticing a difference with the Devil State is that they don't have a bench crew.
That's right. They are self-benching over there at Devil State.
Which, it just adds that little bit more you've got to think about between jams. It doesn't give you that downtime.
It's always nice to have a calm voice on your bench,
someone to go
holding the helmet cover, saying, you're going to jam the next.
Yeah.
For sure.
We're just handing out some wipes to...
There you go.
Some Devil
little
State
first aid there.
A little bit of a boo-boo. We're going to wipe that up and...
So that is pretty amazing, though, when you look at it that way. Yeah, it's so nice for a team to have a benchy able to help calm down the next set of skaters that are going to go out for the next jam. Help reassure the ones coming off the track. Remind them of what they're doing well, what they need, what they can perhaps do differently.
It's just an additional set of eyes as well, because you can't see everything while you're trying to grab a drink and sit down and...
Yeah, and who needs a break? There you go. It's okay. Maybe 10 boo-boos.
Yes, attend.
Be nice to have somebody to do that.
I've
But
got
here-
my bench bag for later on.
Here in the Derbyverse, we're neutral,
Oh,
but she needed help.
boss just scoots on through.
Lead jam now going the way of the Assassins. So the Assassins have rebuilt their walls, doing a great job. Oh, the footwork. She can go. Unfortunately,
That
she
rope
recycled
has
herself. She
tripped
didn't
up
realize
quite a few
that
players on both teams this morning.
she made it through. Okay. So number 17, Sam Jam.
Hell God, boss just scooted right through like nobody was there. They forgot about her.
Hold it off. So Sam Jam had a little mental error there. She got knocked out to the outside, but the blocker who knocked her out fell down. Sam Jam could have just gotten up, but she recycled herself. I guess she didn't want to risk possibly getting a cut penalty.
Sometimes you don't. Everything's going so fast, and you just think, "Oh God, I'm out."
Well, the
So
safest
I'll go
thing-
back, and then you're like, "Ah,
I don't want to risk a penalty.
yes."
I will go back.
As a jammer, you definitely don't want to risk the penalty.
If you're not sure,
But unless your team yells,
Get up
"She's
and go,
down,
get
she's
up and
down,"
go.
or don't worry about it. Then sometimes you don't even know. You don't even see the other player. You just know you've gone out, so you go back.
that's right.
Ah,
So nice strong wall happening
beautiful
here.
push through Black Reaver there.
Really frustrating Danger Mouse here.
Ooh.
Strong wall by the
She
Assassins.
scooted up
And
the
pop
side
through.
there. That was beautifully done.
That was great, hey? Just knocked that wall over, creating a nice hole. Oh, how was the leap? Right.
It was a beautiful jump. She didn't get
No
the points,
points.
but it was a beautiful
The jam was
jump.
dead before she passed anybody, but hey,
See, a jump like that deserves points. She should get an honorary point for the good jump. It had height,
just the-
it had distance, it was inbounds.
well, we were impressed over here.
Did I mention I love an apex jump?
That was like a straight plex jump.
Yeah.
Now, we also wanted to make mention here, if you're coming to Adelaide in the future, you might want to consider the Quest on King William South. They're an accommodation partner for TGSS, and they're very close to the showgrounds.
Nice.
Depending on where you're staying at the King William South accommodation partner, you may even be able to see the venue from your window.
Oh, very nice. That is fancy.
So lead jam going the way of the Assassins again.
Tinker Hill just doing her thing. Around she goes. Just cutting beautifully through that pack there. Having a lovely jam by
It's
herself.
like the pack isn't even there.
Which
She is just
to
finding
be honest,
a
that
hole.
is my favorite kind of jam.
What jammer
They've-
doesn't like that?
They've got their wall up now.
Unfortunately,
Ooh,
Devil State's committed another penalty. Don Minotaur, jammer, back into the Tic Tacs accountant's penalty box.
and Merrick. Ooh, excuse me, I got the hiccups. It's a sign that I need coffee. America off to the Tic Tacs box. And if you're wondering how you are hearing us and seeing today's beautiful broadcast, it is brought to you by Beardcasts. They're streaming live, track 1 and 2, on your YouTube channels. Thanks to, I've got the hiccups and I'm trying to
You're trying
read
to
something.
talk with a hiccup.
They have been
Reset.
broadcasting since 2018, bringing roller derby straight to your living room.
So Assassin's off to a strong start with Boss jamming. Basically started with a power jam. She got that initial pass so quickly. And now we have Don Monitor back on the track.
Beautifully just pushed right across track there.
So let's see if they can
it
break up a
looks-
wall for her
Is
to
she
help
holding
Don
her
Monitor
arm or
get through.
fixing her elbow pad.
Oh, a nice little block there. Forcing.
Would have been a lovely jump, but just got snagged at that last minute by her
So
foot.
again, here we are with two very strong walls. Both teams presenting a very strong wall against the block, against the jammers. Boss is very, very slippery. Her agility is pretty incredible, eh? The way she's
Absolutely.
twisting
she has
and turning.
Beautiful agility.
The way she can spin around
a
her.
lovely skate style too.
She's just
Beautiful
having
technique.
fun. She's really having fun there, isn't she? So, Devil State has one in the Tic Tacs penalty box. So they're down one blocker to start this next jam. And we have Ronnie Rotten
out for jamming.
Ronnie Rotten squaring up against Black Reaver. Ronnie Rotten facing a very strong wall presented by the Assassins. Forcing her back. The run back can be a risky maneuver as well.
It can, because you have to break up your wall to run them back. And
a fast jammer, sometimes that's all they
Yeah.
need to get through.
a good explosion right when you get back on the track, and they'll just skate right around you. So you have to do.
Yeah, you may as well be chairs with wheels sometimes.
95 and Ronnie Rotten there. 95 Ratatouille. They've been going at it for like 3/4 of a track just then.
That's it. So a cut penalty.
Oh.
So she's lost lead jam now.
So to go for the whole
Black
2
Black
minutes
Reaver
for
off to
Ronnie
the Tic Tacs penalty box. She's lost lead jam. This jam will go for a full 2 minutes now. So this is a good chance.
That does give Devil State to play 4-0.
That's
which
it.
I can assure you, after being hit down that many times and being blocked by that team,
There, she's
Ronnie
through.
Rotten's going to love it.
She's
So
through.
she's
Ronnie
only got
Rotten.
32 seconds to go. She'll
And
take
she
a
looks
breath on
tired.
this.
She is
Take a
trying
breath.
to recover before
As long
she
as they go
faces
all
that
in
pack
O
again.
now, she'll be right.
And back on it. And she's through.
Oh, that was
Quick 4
beautifully
points.
done.
Well done.
Very nice.
Her teammates set up a nice little lane for her to go through.
She will definitely be appreciating. Oh!
Now she was able to continue on. She was still in bounds, even though she was knocked down.
But
Little Black Reaver.
she lost momentum, and then she had to get back up off the ground.
So frustrating.
Like, getting knocked down it's painful, but getting up is tiring. So even if she didn't, they would call it off as the end of the jam anyway, she still had to use that energy, that muscle to lift herself
back up.
and then keep skating. Which it wears. It wears on the legs. It wears on the stomach when she hit the ground.
For sure.
So
Well, this next jam started. Strong walls. Very strong walls. Devil State's
Devil
doing a
State
great
is
job.
holding her
They're
nicely.
They're really waterfalling well. Knocked her down.
21 there. Dark Justice just almost had her out of bounds there. Oh. She went in to get her hit on that she almost missed last time and just slid right in front.
So Coastal Assassins doing a great job of holding the jammer. Really frustrating Danger Mouse there. They've recycled her back several times already.
This is a very good jam for both teams. Oh!
Danger Mouse
Beautiful
really needs
Dark
some
Justice hit there.
calling it from the
And
floor.
then helping her up. That is sportsmanship. That is beautiful. It was a good hit. And then she still helped her up
Helped
at the
her
end
up.
of the jam.
Forcing her to call the jam. Wow.
That's what you like.
Yeah, the sportsmanship between the teams, it's nice to see. You can imagine the frustration levels very high.
I mean, part of it
At
is
Devil
you try
State.
and frustrate the other team. You want to hit them as hard as you can. You know, you want to make them sort of hurt, but you don't want to injure anyone. You don't want to cause an injury. You want to hurt in their soul,
nobody wants an
not
injury.
in their body. I mean, a little bit temporary in their body, but
Nothing permanent.
No,
Nothing that
nothing
prevents them from
permanent.
getting up and playing.
nothing will last more than 3 or 4 minutes.
An attempted apex jump that did not land. So she removed herself from the track. This is Boss out there.
Oh,
She's done an amazing job with her apex jumps.
she has. But Sam Jam in that has now gotten out. Oh, so close!
Only to be denied.
So close!
Denied any points. Once again.
What I'm loving
Boss
about
is
the
really on
two
it.
teams is they're really enjoying it now. Like, you know, Boss looks back at Sam Jam and is like, "Oh, I called it off." She's like, "Come on, choose it." You know, they're having a
And Sam
laugh
Jam's
about
like,
it. They're
"Ooh, I
having
was
a
that
friendly
close.
chat.
I was that close."
There's no malice. It's a really good. You know, the scores are different. There's quite a big difference in the scores, but it's a really good on track.
Well, I don't think this score is really
the teams.
reflective of the play. But here we are. Jammer on jammer. I reckon they're going to go for it. She's
I
not
think
calling
do.
it.
I
She's
love
not
that.
calling
I
it.
love a good jammer on jammer action.
There we go. Ooh, frustration.
And Devil State are nicely holding her, and she's not an easy jammer to hold.
It looks like she picked up a couple points there already. Danger Mouse really trying. And she's been recycled to the back. Both teams are really presenting strong walls here. Danger Mouse popped through.
Nice, and Marilyn Monroe is in the
Marilyn Monroe just
in the
finally made it
tic-tacs
through.
accounting box.
Oh, and we've got Black Reaver just made it out.
Oh, she got through beautifully there, the Devil State jammer. Collected all 4
Yeah, that
points.
was Danger Mouse. She did a great job. Excellent jam for them. Excellent jam for Devil State. Getting lead jam. Got a little messy on that first pass. It always is when you have 2 jammers very close to each other going to the pack. But it really went to the favor of Devil State.
It definitely has. They've pulled it back quite nicely. They're never really going to close that big lead at the start. But they've held their own, and they've made Coastal Assassins work for it, especially in this last couple of jams. They've really sort of got their shit together, really.
Yeah, they've gelled and they're supporting each other. They don't have a bench crew to help guide them. They're just doing this all on their own.
They've only got 10 players too, so they're on one, off one.
On one, off one.
There's no rest. There's no, take a breath. You can't say to your thing, I need an extra off or anything, because there isn't anyone else.
There's no one to go off. So here we are, official review over, the official timeout over. Refs are already getting in position. Next jam's about to start. And we want to remind everybody, there's a lot of printed materials out for this event. There are so many pieces of paper, posters, all that made up. And there's this lovely local business, been in business in Adelaide for 22 years, Cove Print. They're the official printers of TGSS, and they've printed all the materials. So if you have any printing needs, you might want to go contact the people that support the Derby community. Go see Cove Print.
Absolutely. And like you said, there is a lot of things that need to be printed.
There is so much paperwork involved in this game. So much. And then the promotion
every game
material.
Has paperwork, all of this.
There we go. Lead jam. Dawn Minotaur, once again, lead jam for Devil State. Really.
Oh! With a beautiful little scoot and turn around them.
How nice was that?
Lovely. That was lovely.
Managed to pick up all 4 points with that. Wow. Great job.
2 blockers, that's 4 points because
and how does that feel on the...
Coastal Assassins have 2 in the bench. She only had to get past 2. She did it beautifully. That's
she gets all 4 points. And how cool is that to have that happen right in front of your bench, right where your teammates are? What a lift.
She will be pumped now.
She would be very pumped.
She deserves to be pumped. That was a beautiful
job.
Beautiful little scoot for points.
What a move there. Great agility there, coming in with all that speed. Still managing to position her body where she needed to get those 2 points. Automatically picking up the 2 points from the blockers that were in the Tic Tacs penalty box.
They were definitely not expecting her to scoot around them.
That was something, right?
I think they
and
were
it's right in front of us,
expecting
too. We were
her
so lucky to see that.
to go head on, but...
So how fun. So the officials are just getting all the non-skiing official work done, recording the penalties, recording the scores, keeping track of who's on the track on each jam. There's a whole lot of things that happen here that aren't specific to the play on the track. There's so much support required to put on one of these games. Devil State made it out.
That is
Devil
the
State
explosive
denied.
skate that we were talking about earlier.
Boss
is
and
the boss.
She pushes the envelope. It looked like her wheels were on the outside edge of the track, just managing to stay in bounds. Gets lead jam.
Maiden Assassin is smashing it as Jammer
Absolutely.
here. Just got through beautifully in
That's
that
it.
last jam, and she's going to push right through in this jam. They've got 4 blockers against her now with the box being empty.
And she saw... And there she goes again. Boss through the pack.
Oh! Unfortunately, I mean, she got through the pack, but because she fell, they were able to recycle around her. She looks a little...
Beginning that frustration again. Here we have a star pass.
Winded, but Boss is not
Star pass to
letting up.
Crack. Crack has the star and denied any points, unfortunately. But she gave it a red hot go, didn't she?
She did. She definitely did. And Maiden Assassin coming off now, looking like she may have winded herself in that fall. And I tell you, I have fallen like that. I have fallen hard like that on my stomach. And it takes a minute. It takes a minute to come back. When you wind yourself like that.
It doesn't bounce right back immediately.
No, it is painful.
So true.
And unfortunately, you can do nothing but just wait it out.
So Sam Jam. Sam Jam for Devil State being held up by this strong wall. Looks like a little O trying to happen there. Devil State back into their wall. It's getting a bit chaotic in the pack.
Oh, a little bit of a low block maybe.
Oh my gosh, and then the water falling.
No.
The water falling.
Oh.
And Sam Jam.
She got a bit of a cut for that one. She got a bit of a cut for that one. She got a bit of a cut for that one. She got a bit of a cut for that one. She got a bit of a cut for that one. She got a bit of a cut for that one. She got a bit of a cut for that one. She got a bit of a cut for that one. She got a bit of a cut for that one. She got a bit of a cut for that one. She got a bit of a cut for that one. She got a bit of a cut for that one. She got a bit of a cut for that one. She got a bit of a cut for that one. She got a bit of a cut for that one. She got a bit of a cut for that one. She got a bit of a cut for that one. She got a bit of a cut for that one. She got a bit of a cut for that one. She got a bit of a cut for that one. She got a bit of a cut for that one. She got a bit of a cut for that one. She got a bit of a cut for that one. She got a bit of a cut for that one. She got a bit of a cut for that one.
Yeah, she had the blockers from the Assassins waterfalling in front of her, and she just managed to get a cut. Bad luck for her.
It's
She's
never
into
pleasant
that
when you
tic-tac-
hop back on the track, and the second you do it, they just pop their hips back, and then you're a cut. So
It all
fraction of a
happened so
second
fast in that
and-
situation.
yeah.
So fast. And she was almost past the last blocker, too. She got denied, knocked on the ground, got up, and that little moment of time was enough to have all the other blockers from the Assassins reform in front of her.
It's never good.
Very frustrating. So here we are. We've got the next jam started.
Savage is beautifully done. She's having a very good day. Oh no, it's not Savage. Who was it? It's Tinker Hell.
Yeah, Tinker Hell. Tinker Hell facing a strong wall there. Tinker Hell getting some O. Resetting this nice strong wall, holding Tinker Hell back. Devil State's really...
She's got a nice drive to her.
And the Assassin's setting up a
Not
very
letting
strong
up.
wall.
She hasn't let up this whole game.
So now you have this situation where you have
She's like the
two
engine
really
that
strong walls.
just goes.
Two really strong walls holding the jammers back of each team. So which jammer's going to be able to do it? Who's going to get through first? Sam Jam's really making them work for it. She's taking them off one at a time. And the last blocker to try to get her off knocked her out and ran her back.
Recycle it like
Full
a
recycle.
third of the track. That's got to be frustrating.
No points for that. She was so close to getting out.
She should have got some points for that because she did.
That was her initial. So she never made it past her initial, so denied.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, she did start in the penalty box, so
Oh, okay. That's why. I thought I must have missed the first bit.
yeah, very
So
frustrating.
I was looking over here at Maiden Assassin, making sure she was all right. Seems to have recuperated from her fall, so I expect to see her out in the next.
Oh, the agility of this.
In the next lineup.
Boss is a boss. And she's out. Not a boss enough to get the lead jam,
But she will make.
but Dawn Minotaur made it through first.
She'll make her call it. But we might see some fancy footwork from Dawn. Oh, and we did.
She
A
did.
little bit of a booty push
A
there.
little booty butt. Little booty check
Coastal
there, knock her off the
Assassins.
track, and then call the jam.
Jammer
Well
just
done,
went
Dawn
right
Minotaur.
out the side.
Well done. Now, while here in Adelaide, there's another publicity organization. It's Against the Grain. It's the media partner for the TGSS. They do marketing services for Australian arts, music, and lifestyle industries. So I have it on knowledge that they're very damn good at their jobs and they're a pleasure to work with. So if you need that sort of media representation, you need some PR and marketing service, and you're in the Australian arts, music, or lifestyle industries, look them up, Against the Grain.
Ooh. Danger Mouse.
Danger Mouse held in a wall.
She's got lead. Oh, she was in there and she's got lead. She could call
Yeah,
it
Black
off.
Reaver, she's done an amazing job
Oh,
of getting
she
lead
knows
today.
She's got lead.
Yeah. Here she is. They're like, keep going. Team, the bench is saying keep going. Always nice as a jammer. If you're a little unsure as to what to do, looking over at your bench and getting that instruction, keep going.
Yeah,
Keep going.
that is, go Go again. Go again. Sometimes
You're doing
I'm
all
just-
the right things. Keep going.
I want to throw something at the bench when they say that. Or
Well,
when
Danger
you call
Mouse
it
has
off
been
and they
doing a
say,
great job.
you know,
She's
I didn't tell you to
made it
call
through
it
again.
off, but I was going to die.
They both look very tired.
Calling it off from the ground. That was a hard fall there. With a nice spin.
Nice spin. Great to have the jammer ref right on it to call at the moment that she's signaling it, denying the other team points. Very good. Well done.
Love to see where we are with the penalties during this game because we've had quite a few go off to our tic-tacs box.
Quite a few. In fact, there's one in there now from Devil State. Lead jam, and then she got recycled back momentarily with the water falling.
Tinker Hell jamming
Yeah, Tinker
again
Hell is
for
out.
Coastal Assassins.
God, she makes it look so easy. Just apex jump, boom. Yeah, the Assassins are doing a fantastic job of keeping their wall together. Bit of frustration over here with Devil State. Snickers is back into the Tic Tacs accountant's penalty box. So there's really strong walls by the Assassins. Really, really frustrating the jammers at Devil State.
Jam.
So the
Only
Assassins have a
couple
real
more
advantage
jams
here.
left in this game.
The start of this jam. It's a cut. Cutting penalty called against the Assassins. So
Oh,
now
both jammers
that's
in
going
the
to
mix.
force the jammer from Devil State to leave the penalty box immediately. And however much time Snickers was sitting, that's the only time required to sit for the Assassin jammer.
Oh, number 7, Coastal.
So lead jam
Marilyn
is
Monroe.
available to. Lead jam is available.
Doing some beautiful O there. Evidently, she was the ass that they could not pass.
There she is. Unfortunately, she's been recycled. So Snickers is
And again,
in this funny
7 is-
situation where she's the lead jam, but she hasn't scored any points yet, and she can't till she gets out of this. She needs to get
should
out of the
pull
pack
off.
and come around one more time to be able to score.
Once you've been lapped, it is time to.
Now, if she takes her helmet cover off, she loses lead jam. It's a 2-minute jam. So she doesn't want to
She
do
should
that.
pull it
She's
off,
through.
though.
She's made it through. Now she's on scoring. Oh no. She committed a penalty in the process.
Oh,
It's a 2-minute jam. Oh no.
but Kara 101, the jammer for Coastal Assassins, did not look excited then when he gave her a penalty. That's 2 minutes for her to skate.
Definitely not.
And that's the game.
And that's it.
250 to 62. Coastal Assassins take the first win of the tournament for Division 2.
Well done, Rekha.
Well done, Rudy. It's a lovely and pleasure working with you.
Thank you. Pleasure working with you too.
It's a fabulous day, a fabulous
And-
bout to start the day.
Very exciting, and teams are congratulating each other on the benches. And now they're going to go congratulate each other. Nice to see the sportsmanship.
Absolutely. And unfortunately, in the tournament like this, we don't. There's not always time to do the skate around.
Thank the crowd, and
you don't get to introduce the team either, like individually. But I hope we've introduced you to everybody today. And keep on watching because there's a lot more to come.
Lots more derby.
Up next, you've got VRDL Lightning versus Brisbane City Rollers. Your commentators will be Loco Leah Brood and Straxit. And they'll be with you in a moment. That's Toodaloo from Rekka.
Toodaloo and Rudy. Bye-bye. Thanks for attending.